Hey guys, it's Ashley from ReloGeek.com, and you're tuning in to another edition of the ReloGeek Insider. And today I am talking about how trusting auto transport brokers is like a one-night stand, and my simple trick to avoid getting taken advantage of. So if you want to learn more, stay tuned. You're at a bar, and this hot guy looks at you from across the bar. So he comes up to you, and you guys hit it off. He says everything you want to hear. You end up going home with him. Fast forward to the morning, you wake up, you guys discuss maybe going on another date because last night was so fabulous. And he says, how about next Wednesday? And you say, okay. So you agree to it. You go about your ways, and Wednesday comes, you're waiting for this guy, and he's not even messaging you. Nothing's happening. You're like, okay, maybe he forgot about the date. Maybe he was busy. Maybe he still had a hangover. Let me text him. So you're on your phone, you're texting the guy, and you're like, I'm married from last week, and I'm just trying to find out if we're still going on our date, if we're good for our date tonight. No reply. So then you say, okay, let me try and text him again. So he said, hey, it's Mary again. The time is passing, and we're supposed to be going on a date, and I'm just trying to make sure that we're still on. Still nothing. So you're there like, holy crap. I just had sex with this dude last week, and I totally thought we hit it off, and I thought we were going to go on a date, and he's not responding. What do I do? And then you're like, guilt sets in. You're like, oh my God, what are my friends going to think about me if they found out? You just start feeling guilty for it, and you're upset at the same time. You feel very taken advantage of. So in the terms of an auto transport broker now, you're on their site. Everything looks perfect. You're like, wow, this company is good. Okay, they have the FAQ section. They're telling you everything you want to hear. You read reviews. You're like, oh my God, this is like the company. So let me fill out a quote. So you fill out your quote. You get a call from the company. And the representative, she is amazing. She convinces you that you're in good hands, and you're so excited about this that you give them your credit card number, right? You sign their contract, you give them your credit card number, and you're like, yes, this is all going to work out. Continue about your life. Fast forward a week or so, you're ready to ship your car. No call. Nothing. That's what you hear. So you're like, what do I do now? So you start calling them, right? You're calling, no answer. Emailing, waiting, no answer. So you're like, okay. So finally, you get a hold of somebody there, and they tell you, maybe you slipped through the cracks, or the carriers our preferred carriers are not available, or I'm sorry, my hands are tied. So what are you supposed to do as a customer? You gave them your credit card number already. And then to put the icing on the cake, the representative says to you, well, I'm sorry, Mary, but you're locked into a 7-day contract, so you can't cancel. What? A 7-day contract? Yes, you're locked into a contract. That's what you signed when you agreed to our terms and conditions. So I don't know what you want to do. You can wait it out or whatever. Oh, and by the way, Mary, your deposit is non-refundable. Now you totally feel like a loser. You basically got in bed with this company. You've agreed to everything. You signed your contract. You gave them your credit card number. And what happened now? They're telling you that their hands are tied. There's nothing they can do about it. And, you can't cancel, because if you do, you lose your $150 deposit. So let's go back to the statement. A little while ago, I got an email from a guy that said, I don't trust auto transport brokers, and they promise you the world and deliver nothing. And it's not the first time that I've heard that. I've heard that from so many different, at the time, potential clients that had that fear when I say to them, I promise you I'm available. I promise you that you won't be charged anything until I find a carrier to assign to your vehicle. I promise you that I'm totally different from anybody you've ever met, because I am me, and I stick by my promises. And they say the same thing. Well, every other company have told me that. So now, back to our story. Why trusting auto transport brokers is like a one-night stand? It's because you have agreed to something with somebody. You've done something. You gave them your credit card number. You gave it all up on the first day. And at the end of it, you're like the douchebag. You're taking advantage of. The transport company is like the douchebag that had sex with you, gave you a phone number that probably didn't even work, and don't answer anymore, or forgot about it because it was all about that one night. And with some transport brokers, unfortunately, they're all about getting your credit card information, making you sign that contract, and then bailing on you. So, as promised, my one single tip that I tell every single one of the potential clients or anybody that I make contact with who is trying to ship a car, if you request a quote from a company and you want to know whether or not they will deliver on their promises, tell them to put it in writing. Yes, it's so simple and it sounds probably absurd right now, but tell them to put it in writing. And let me, disclaimer here, I'm not an attorney. I'm not saying that it's legally binding or anything like that, because I have an attorney that handles all my legal issues or whatever it is I need them to handle. So I don't know anything about the law. But here's the reason why I tell you to put it in writing. Because when you ask somebody to put it in writing, if they really are confident about their guarantees or their promises, they will have no problem putting it in writing. Try it. And it's not necessarily to get them to put it in writing, guys. It's not. I don't expect them to put it in writing necessarily. It's just to see if they would actually agree to it. So if they say, hey, Mary, it's no problem, I will put it in writing for you, then you can go with that company, because then you can feel confident, more confident, that they're going to back by their promises and you won't get taken advantage of. So that's my tip, guys. If you do not want to be caught in a situation where you're on a one-night stand with an auto transport brokerage, then tell them to put it in writing. And if you're a big fan of 50 Shades of Grey, like I am, then you know our boy Christian Grey, he would definitely tell you to put it in writing, sign this paper to protect my behind. It's not fair that companies have their contracts to protect them. And you as a consumer, what do you have? Nothing. Because once you sign that, you've given up all your rights. So the promises that they made on the phone, or anything that they have told you or whatever, they don't exist if it's not in writing. It's gone. It's like imaginary. It's your imaginary friend. So guys, I hope that helps you out. If you like this video, again, give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel and share the video on one of your social networking sites that you love the most. So again, this is Ashley with ReloGeek.com, and you are watching ReloGeek Insider. See you guys next time. Bye.